Hello, I am Donny, and I am the cute one.
And I am Chelsea, and I am the cute one.
And it's TGIF, cuties.
TGIF.
We're here. I can't say we've made it, but we are here.
Our bodies are physically here. Our minds, our spirits, our beings. TBD.
So, Chelsea, I'm just going to jump right into it. I don't know what I'm going to do with my life.
Great.
That's all. No, I went to see a show that my friend from high school was in this weekend, and her daughter was in it as well. They were both incredible, and, like, everybody in the show was incredible. The plot is a little, like, statutory and uncomfortable. It was Tuck Everlasting. We won't be covering that movie on the podcast.
I feel like Sel or
that sounds
Jenna
right.
or
Yeah.
somebody was like, when you do Tuck Everlasting, they were, like, ready to talk.
Do you know anything about it?
Yeah, because I read the book.
Oh.
I think we read the book in school.
Ah!
Yeah.
In the book, is the girl 11?
You know, she probably is.
Yeah, she's 11, and the guy's like, in the musical at least, so I assume it's the same in the book. The movie, I don't think is, because Alexis Bledel wasn't 11 and can't play an 11-year-old at that time. But in the musical, he's like, when you turn 17, come back and drink this so we can be together for life. But the bitch is 11.
It's been a while since I read the book. But
uncomfortable. But
ooh.
My friend and her daughter were great. Everybody else in the show was great. And she told me that theater in particular does auditions like 4 times a year. And you audition for the shows that quarter. So you'll audition and get put in one of like 4 or 5 shows. Then rehearsals are 3 weeks. Only 3 weeks of rehearsal every single night for 4 hours. And then you do the show and then it's over. So I want to move, not in my family's house, listen to the Patreon. I want to move back and live with a friend for 3 weeks, rehearse, do a show, and then come back.
Okay. I would support you in that, except for we'd have to figure out, you know, logistics, recording schedule,
Right.
etc. But would you be okay with doing that, not playing a lead?
When you say a lead, what do you mean?
Like a speaking role. Like, what would you do if you were cast as, like, townsperson number 3 in Tuck Everlasting?
It's been so long since I have performed on stage that I do think that would bring me some kind of joy. Okay. But when the castles first came out, I do think I would not be so joyful.
Okay. I think as long as you got to a place of joy, I think this sounds like a good plan for you.
Thank you. But in my head, I would only accept shows and roles that I'm excited for.
I could tell when I asked the question, your eyes went blank enough that I was like, oh, this hadn't been considered, that you wouldn't be playing Tuck, the creepy 17-year-old boy.
Well, that's another problem with this theater is they have so many people in it of all ages that it's not like a high school show where you could be playing Annie or you could be playing Annie's grandma because everyone is 16 years old. Like this, they really have 11-year-olds in it, and they really have like 90-year-olds in it, whatever. So like if we're doing a show about orphans, all those parts are going to go to kids. If we're doing a show like Mamma Mia, all those parts are going to go to like 50, 60-year-old people. So I am stuck in the middle where I can only be select roles. So I do know the pool is smaller.
So you won't be reprising your role as Kaniki anytime soon?
Probably not.
Okay. Well, I'm supportive of this. I feel like this would be a good exercise of self-care, of doing something that brings you joy without attaching like perfection to it, perhaps.
I'm really leaning towards it. But like I said, I don't know what I want to do with my life because there's this to consider. And then reality TV is still in my aura. But then now Jeopardy is having a pop culture version with teams of 3. And I really want to audition for that, but I'm afraid if I get on and then Big Brother calls me and they're like, have you been on a TV show before? And I have to say Jeopardy pop culture edition. And then they say, oh, well, you can't be on this.
Oh, is that usually a caveat? That wouldn't like help your chances that you are a star and you won Celebrity Jeopardy with your co-host? Chelsea?
Probably not. There's usually a time limit that has to pass. So when we get on Celebrity
Okay, I just needed to get
Jeopardy.
the we. I needed to hear you say that I would be on your team.
So I have told multiple people that you and I are a combo platter. But then I have reached out to, and this is where I always fuck myself. I do it when I direct shows. I do it when I plan parties. I do it all the time. I get so excited about the idea of this that you and I are a package deal. That is true. But now I've reached out to about 10 people and said, me and Chelsea are going to do this. We need a third. Would you be interested? And everyone has said yes. But now I think I have to sit and think about who would be the best asset and then break it to 9 people that they were not picked.
Well, you can be the one to break it to them because I was not aware there was this audition going on behind the scenes.
Break it to them, I mean, I won't follow up and they'll just see it on Jeopardy.
They'll just
when
see
it's
us
me,
win.
you, and whoever. Yeah. But I did bring 5 questions that on Real Jeopardy, not Pop Culture Jeopardy because it's not out yet. On Real Jeopardy, all 3 contestants got wrong and they're pop culture questions. So I brought them.
God.
I said we're a package deal, but this is my audition for you.
Well, thanks for the warning. Once again, cuties, we have an outline. Is any of this in it? No, it's not.
Okay, here we go. Is this it? The 2001 debut album from these New Yorkers included Last Night. I don't know it either.
I don't know it. What?
The Strokes.
Oh, fuck me. I should have known that.
This Doors frontman reportedly died in a Paris bathtub on July 3rd, 1971. Others believe he faked his death.
The Doors frontman. All that's coming to mind, and this would be my problem too, I panic, because all that's coming to mind is Kurt Cobain, but that's Nirvana.
Yeah.
Who is it? You're going to say it and I'm going to know it.
Jim Morrison.
Oh no, these are really bad because these are definitely ones that I do know, but I panic.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe I'll be a cheerleader, Donny, because I'm getting nervous. I am like sweating right now. I knew both of those answers. If you had said that you weren't auditioning me, I would have been like, oh, you idiot, it's this. Oh, you idiot, it's that. The Strokes, Jim Morrison. But you put me in a testing position, and I feel like I'm taking the SATs again. And let me tell you, those did not go well for me.
Yeah, I came with these 4, and I thought those 2 were going to be yours, and we would really prove to people that we would be a good team, and then these 2 are mine. But okay. Now I think you're going to get these 2 because I already know them, and there's no pressure. So she Freaky Friday'd herself into Elizabeth Taylor's body for the Lifetime biopic Liz and Dick.
Oh, Lindsay Lohan.
That's correct. Mm-hmm. And the last one. A biopic about this late celebrity and star of Romeo Must Die was subtitled The Princess of R&B.
I don't know that one.
Aaliyah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, 1 out of 4, 25%. Doing great.
That's a start. Now I'll just reach out to those other 10 people again and see how well they do.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I really thought I was on the up and up because I was going to tell you this week that my brain snapped back. 4 a.m. this morning, I shot up and I made 9 Summer House memes and I was like, I'm back, baby. But those answers to those questions make me think that perhaps Stella hasn't gotten her groove back quite yet from this ADHD paralysis cycle I've been living through.
Or maybe we need to make sure we do the show when you're on.
4 a.m. We're like, we want to do the show. It has to be 4 a.m. in the darkness of a bedroom with just a bright-ass iPhone to make memes on. But then also, I think I'll have to, like, Incredible Hulk some furniture beforehand. Because that's what I spent all weekend doing, and I really do attest. I woke up with a reinvigorated, like, I've got my life back under control because I was rearranging furniture all weekend long. My entire bedroom set, my daughter's bedroom, completely different. I painted a garage. It is spring cleaning over here in May, and I feel like a new woman. There's nothing better for the soul than just rearranging a room.
Wow. I'm proud of you. And everything you sent me pictures of looks great. However, I do need to let the cuties know, don't feel bad about yourself. She said she painted a garage. She painted a garage door, which is a big feat. Again, it's beautiful. Yeah. But I don't want people to be like, oh my God, she does all this and paints garages.
Oh, no. It was a single garage door, and I do still have to do all the trim around the window. So, is any chore that I gave myself completed? No. But did I do a lot? I sure did. But then what happens is the stuff like, while I was sending you all those pictures, was I very aware that I had not yet edited Monday's episode and I was sending you all these pictures of like, dressers being moved? I sure was. So the things that are like on my to-do list that I am now viewing as like mundane, I'll get to them when I get to them, those are the things that slip by the wayside so that I can like move some couches.
Oh, no, I get it. I've been walking over a literal pile of laundry in my bedroom, and I don't even put it in the hamper because I know laundry day is coming. But because of that, just a mountain I step over every day.
Climb every mountain. I mean,
Again.
that one, you set me up for it.
Cuties, if you want to hear whatever that was, go to our YouTube. The link is in the show notes. And when you are there, please like and subscribe. Because I don't know how we did it, but I think we're already shadow banned on YouTube. So please help us.
Well, we, like that very first YouTube video release that we did, we talked about like, oh, wow, things are really going to have to change. Because we did our research. We talked to our friends who have YouTube channels, and they gave us very explicit instructions. They said, YouTube is strict with things. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to change up your game a little bit.
Yeah.
Did we? No. I think, in fact, we probably doubled down. We've talked about unaliving.
Yeah.
Today, spoiler alert, we're going to mention pedophilia.
So let's get to it.
This week brought us Bennifer divorce rumors, the teaser trailer to Romeo and Juliet, a DUI for Southern Charm's Catherine Dennis, Chad Michael Murray reflecting on his marriage to Sophia Bush, a This Is Us reunion at the USC graduation, a Graceland foreclosure, and just so many belly buttons with the summer house reunion looks. And somehow we've made it to Friday. Yet again.
I love the belly buttons. I love a belly button in formal wear.
Yeah, I love that they very specifically did not include Danielle in that group chat about what they were all going to wear.
She looks a mess.
Terrible. Really quick, before we jump into our real headlines, Chad Michael Murray is such a piece of shit. He is talking about Sophia Bush because obviously she's all over the news with coming out and potentially, you know, home wrecking a marriage, etc. But he's talking about his marriage and he's like, I was a baby. I was too young to get married. Let's not talk about babies and dating, Chad Michael Murray. And I'm not going to say anything more. I'm not trying to get us even more shadow banned or sued, but I will encourage new cuties to go back to our Cinderella story episode with Troy and Kelly from Beyond the Blinds because Dr. Bald, my husband, did spend some one-on-one time with Chad Michael Murray, and he has quite a bit of stories to tell.
Was this the pedophilia part of the podcast, or is there more?
It's one of them.
Oh, wow.
Circles become circles. We've talked about Tuck Everlasting. It's the rule of three. Tuck Everlasting, Chad Michael Murray, and a future story about pedophilia.
Wow. Okay, wonderful.
Should I jump into that now, or do you want to go first?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, great. So my headline is Chet Hanks explains the Drake v. Kendrick Lamar feud to his dad, Tom Hanks. Have you seen this?
I did see it, but I thought this was a safe space for me to stay away from Tom Hanks.
Okay, well, it's not. So Tom Hanks, who's under as Pops in Chet Hanks's phone, naturally, says, big man, can you explain the Drake-Kendrick Lamar feud to me? So he broke it down. He said, and I'm not going to do the voice work. You guys can imagine. Yeah, so Drake and this other dude, J. Cole, has been saying they, along with Kendrick, are the big three in rap. Then Kendrick put out a song saying, F the big three, it's just me initiating the beef. Then Drake was like, you got small feet because you're like 5'5" or whatever. Then Kendrick was like, you're a deadbeat dad, and made fun of his Canadian accent. So Drake came back and was all, oh yeah, I heard you beat your wife. But literally like 30 seconds later, Kendrick put out a diss overshadowing Drake's diss where he pretty much methodically dismantled Drake's entire psyche and called him a, say it with me, cuties,
pedophile.
For flirting with young girls and revealing Drake had another kid that he was hiding from the world, which turned out to be false. Then he has this really weird analogy. It was pretty much the sonic equivalent of when you took me to your high school in Oakland and we walked in on the basketball game and everybody started going nuts. Now this is word for word. Like if you heard it, you would automatically know how to crip walk with a stank face while clutching an Oscar in each hand with Marshawn Lynch, then dap him up and tell him town business, which solidified the win not only for Kendrick, but the entire West Coast. Tom Hanks' response, holy cow, these are fighting words. So that is that. I really enjoy that stars really are just like us, with parents having to ask their children what's going on. Now, I know how you feel about Tom Hanks. What are your feelings about old Chet, old white boy summer?
Oh, this butt was made to ride that face is how I feel. I think Chet Hanks is one of the hottest people alive.
Okay. Well, I'm happy for you. Would you be able to handle having Tom Hanks as your father-in-law?
The things Chet Hanks is going to do to me is going to be so filthy that I wouldn't be able to make eye contact with his father, no matter who he was. I also wonder, like, when Chet began acting and speaking like this. Like, was he 8 and hanging out next to Colin and they still spoke the way they speak now? Or was it like a going away to college thing? I need to know.
I need a biopic on this man. Who would play him? Who would play him in a Lifetime movie about his life? If it's in 10 years, Colin Hanks can play his dad.
Oh, that would be cute.
Yeah.
I know what Chet looks like, but I want to make sure I'm not casting any uglies along the way.
Well, we couldn't have that.
There's just nobody that could portray him, I think. Maybe our child together could play him by then.
Our child?
No, me and Chet.
I was like, who could play him is your
Tell me.
little avatar from that stupid fucking Disney game that you've been playing. Because I did request to take a look at your little kingdom and your little avatar, and that man could play Chet Hanks.
No, that man looks like me. Dresses like me, too. I just bought camouflage joggers the other day at Aeropostale.
To look more like your avatar?
To dress the way I feel.
Okay, well, I love that. That we won't be able to see you below the waist. Can't see that. I mostly just wanted to drag your avatar because I looked at it, I laughed out loud because the reflection in that avatar's eyes tells me that he's been playing in that world 10 hours a day. But then I showed Dr. Bald, and Dr. Bald was like, it's so interesting that he always makes all of his avatars himself. Because Dr. Bald will make himself like a completely different person.
Hate when people do that. There's a part of the Disney game, they give you a different prompt every week. Like, this week, pretend you're at a carnival. This week, dress for the winter. And you take a picture, and then you can vote on other players, and whoever gets the most votes gets a prize or whatever. So when there is, like, a green-skinned, pink-haired bitch, immediately does not get my vote.
But if they give you the option for green skin, then they're giving you the option to be creative, that this is a world where you could be a little gremlin, a sexy little slutty gremlin.
I understand that, but not getting my vote.
Okay. Well, pardon me.
However, really quick, in the other game that you and I both play, Project Makeover, the app, it does not look like me there because there is no bald head option, and all the haircuts, for men at least, I don't know if you're having the same issue, all the haircuts for men are...
Frumpy or fuckboy?
Well, not even frumpy for men. It's just all Dominican men hairstyles. So, like, there is no way for me to look like me because every person I make, it just looks like I'm pretending to be Dominican. The clothes, too.
Well, the clothes are weird for the men. The clothes for the women are really cute. The clothes for the men are so tight, but not in a cute way.
Oh, no, I think it's in a cute way. But the person I'm making in the app is someone that would be on my For You page on Instagram.
Have you done the scientist yet?
Yes.
All the hairstyles and the clothes, I was like, what are you trying to do to this man?
Yeah, he's ugly.
Yeah. So ugly. Okay, so in conclusion, we haven't cast Chet in the Lifetime movie, but Cuties, if you got any, send it our way.
You.
Do your parents keep up with pop culture? Like, do you have to explain things to them?
I barely keep up with pop culture, so I feel like the things that I know about, they are already aware of because it's like the cast of Pretty Little Liars from 10 years ago or what Ashley Tisdale's doing now. But it's not like I tell them about Meg the Stallion or anything.
Okay. My dad does not care at all and actively like tries to unhear when I talk about pop culture. Like I can just see his brain turn off like a little robot until we can talk about like the Nationals or the Washington football team again or music. Like if me and my mom start talking about housewives, he's like, oh, you guys and your housewives. And I'm like, we just spent 20 minutes about fantasy football. What is the difference, motherfucker? But anyway, my mom does keep tabs, but in the most mom way possible. Maybe it's how you feel talking to me, where it's like I am playing a game of password where I'm trying to figure out what she's saying. So she'll say something like, did you see on Bravo, the brown-haired girl was that secret spy? And I'm like, oh my God, Monica Garcia. I know, it's so crazy. But she doesn't know anybody's name and she doesn't know what show she's talking about, but she's very familiar with all of it. But you really do have to like wrap your brain around how my mom thinks about things. I feel like it could be a game you play to like prevent Alzheimer's because it really does keep those neurons popping up there. Okay, well, that was my pop culture headline of Tom Hanks. He's just like the rest of us. Those are fighting words.
He's not like me.
Speaking of Tom Hanks, when we went to the Beyond the Blinds live show, don't want to give away too much about their show, but there is a portion where the audience gets to participate and vote if somebody's rotted or not. Tom Hanks popped up, and you better believe Donny was the only one in the stands. Boo! Boo! You were clapping when Surrey Cruz came up, and you were booing when Tom Hanks came on the screen. I thought we were going to get kicked out of that theater.
I didn't. I was going to own the theater by the end of the night. It's my turn?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to kill myself. That's the headline. Because Red Lobster has announced that they are filing bankruptcy.
I'm so sorry for your
don't
loss.
know what to do. And you know what? A lot of people understand this. And not only do they understand, they are feeling the pain as well. I'm getting so many DMs saying like, oh no, what are we going to do? Will Cheddar Bay biscuits still be available in my grocer's freezer? All of these things. Like, I also have questions about the products they sell outside of the store. Will Cheddar Bay biscuits still be available? There is a copycat recipe online, if not. But just buying the box or buying the pre-made frozen ones just makes life easier. Mm-hmm. However, there was one cutie that DM'd me and said, maybe I'm just a stuck-up seafood snob, but I don't get the hype. Can you explain it to me? I was like, no, I can't explain it to me. It just is there. Red Lobster is great. I do go every year for my birthday. I used to go every year for my anniversary by my choice. It is just where I want to be eating.
Do you get the lobster? Like, do you get seafood when you go?
Oh, I absolutely get seafood. Usually endless shrimp.
So when you say things like endless shrimp, I do start to see the numbers crunching in front of my mind like I'm Rain Man, where I might see how this could lead to bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Unlimited seafood in this economy? No, sir.
Yeah, I totally get how. But I thought that the people it brought in would still go back for other times of the year, like myself.
Well, you said it yourself. You used to go for every anniversary and birthdays. But now it's only birthdays. That's only once a year.
You're right. You're right.
So you're part of the problem.
Well, that's because New York has offered me other places to go, like Margaritaville.
You get mad at me for my recurring bits. If you say Margaritaville one more time, I'm going to shove a margarita right up your tuchus.
But your recurring bits are candy cane up the asshole. My recurring bits could get us a sponsorship.
Who's to say Big Candy Cane's not listening and interested?
That's very true.
Have a holly jolly Christmas, indeed.
And there's really nothing else for me to say about this headline. This is the end of it. But cuties, I am on suicide watch. So check in with me often. And also, if you feel the pain of this, my DMs are a safe space. And if you think you're too good for Red Lobster, let me know that too, so I can send a hitman to your home.
My family knows a good one. Took care of my uncle real good. Which I've been teasing that story, the real story I found out about my uncle, who did still die by a hitman, but there is some new evidence.
It has to be our live show. That has to be how we get butts in seats.
Yeah, there's a candy cane in every seat, and you got to sit on it to hear the story. And if you haven't heard that story, it is the first time my brother came on our Home for the Holidays episode.
Wow.
Good times. Well, I'm sorry for your loss, Donny.
Thank
you. Are they like done? Like they're shutting their doors today? Or are you going to get one last hurrah?
They didn't announce a closing date, so I think I'm going to get one last hurrah. And there is buzz that someone else will buy them out. So maybe they'll still stay open. Because that was going to happen with Margaritaville in Times Square as well. They filed for bankruptcy. It was going to foreclose. But then someone bought them, and they're still alive and kicking.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
We can only hope. What if Rainforest Cafe took them over, it became a conglomerate, and then Red Lobster became Under the Sea themed, all the same food, but you come in and it's an underwater world. All of the booths are shells, like you're one of Ariel's sisters popping out to sing a little song.
I'll do you one better. Number one, I would love that restaurant. I would eat there every day. Number two, I would write a fuck you letter to Red Lobster so fast if Rainforest Cafe took the same spot. Not even a buyout. Just took the location, and the spot where you can go to Red Lobster in Times Square was turned into a Rainforest Cafe. I would never talk about Red Lobster again.
Ask, believe, receive, and so it is.
Beautiful.
Okay, well, everybody keep an eye out for old Donny over there. Shall we move on to Cutie of the Week?
Let's do it. I know you hated it. Well, the original. But I watched the Don't Tell Mom, the Babysitter Said remake this week, and it is eons better. Like, this is the movie that should have been made first. And I know there's nostalgia, and I know the other one is iconic in its own ways, but in terms of like making none of the characters hateable because they all do what they do for a reason, it really works as a movie.
Okay. And Nicole Richie's in it, right?
Nicole Richie's the boss. Quinn had to keep asking me, like, what are you laughing at? Because I would laugh at her just, like, spinning around in a chair. Just watching her is pure joy.
I love her. And I really do think you need to watch at least 1 or 2 episodes of Great News. The show she was in with the news anchor, because she was the best part of that show. I really think she's very talented.
She is.
Okay, you've sold me. I'll watch that. I'll watch the reboot.
Because, and this is not a spoiler, this happens in the first 10 minutes, but the mom, instead of just going on vacation and leaving her kids for 2 weeks, she has a breakdown at work, and the job sends her away for 2 months to a different country for like inner work, wellness retreat.
Okay. Yeah, that's already a better premise where it's not just like, fuck you kids, I'm out, going to Australia to fuck around with my boyfriend instead of be a mother.
Yeah.
My cutie of the week is Angry Birds.
Oh, okay.
Because they are so cute that these birds are making people beat the meat.
What?
Angry Birds got in trouble this week, and they had to issue an apology. The official Twitter account for Angry Birds apologized for retweeting a tweet from somebody who said they used to jack off to the mobile game. It was originally posted by this person named Lee, and they said, I used to jerk off to Angry Birds. When I was about 13, I loved Angry Birds. I had every game and bought every toy they had. One day, I was playing Angry Birds when all of a sudden, the big red bird turned me on. I couldn't stand it. I was going crazy. I decided to pull.
What?
And the official Angry Birds account retweeted. So I love it. I say good for you, Angry Birds. If that empowered you to know that that 13-year-old was... I wonder why we're banned as I mime a 13-year-old jacking off to Angry Birds.
Well, Drake just liked our video.
And Chad Michael Murray. Shout out, CM.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
And Tuck Everlasting. He's still alive, that old geezer. But if it empowers you, Angry Birds, to know that you are so beautiful that somebody felt the need to touch themselves to you, don't apologize for that.
Don't. But also, they clearly just run their social media the way I do, where they like just look at the picture and 3 words and then like it and keep it moving. I think they saw like, I bought toys, whatever, and they retweeted it and kept it moving. Didn't even know about the jerk. Because 100%. I do that all the time. But the problem is housewives are so chaotic that it'll be like a picture of Luann doing this on a beach, and then the caption is like, killing orphans today.
Donny is retweeted. Yeah. Donny says, you go, girl, and looking hot while doing it.
Gets me in trouble every time.
I think that whoever is that Angry Birds intern has been swiftly fired.
Oh, I would assume so, yeah. All right, well, we've done it again.
We've done something.
Got banned full-time from YouTube is what we've done. But cuties, while it's still there, one more reminder, go to our YouTube. The link is in the show notes. And please like and subscribe. And next week, we will be covering Harriet the Spy on Monday.
Marvelous.
You want to give a teaser? Did you like it?
No, I'm saving my thoughts because you did threaten to end my life. You decided to change it up from threatening to end your own. Yeah. You threatened to end mine if I didn't like it. So I'm keeping it all. Okay. Till Monday.
So she's letting herself live 3 extra days.
I want to get through the weekend.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Thanks.
All right, cuties. We will talk to you later. Love you like a sister.
Bye.
Bye.